I've still got a lot of catching up to do with development stream highlights, so here's some of the stuff that happened in the Fist of the Forgotten development from back in December of 2020. Oh, is P like the new position, X is the current position, and P is the new one? Potential position. You should have used PP then. Then I would have known exactly what that was. Just look for the PP in the code. Okay. You forgot the puns. That's the most important part of programming. You're gonna have an L of a time if you don't have that. Don't forget D puns. Hey! And now they... Well, that's a thing. That it's just getting more and more extreme as time goes on. Introducing for her, the springy hair gel, springy enough for a man, designed for a woman. So when I'm moving, it looks pretty cool. When I stand still, it kind of goes a little bonkers. Just whip around and around and around. I wonder if anybody's done a game where you use your hair as it's like physics-based hair combat. You just have your hair whipping around and you just gotta like hit enemies with it. Basically move yourself like a whip, like that. Rapunzel warrior, yeah. I like it. Curious if I brought that absolute max like way in. No, it's not nearly as exciting. What if I bump that up? Hurrah! I never made it so the children affect the parents. I did want to do that as well. This is GD script. It's very similar to Python, and don't worry about asking questions. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine to ask questions when you're new to programming. Even when you're old to programming, there's lots of questions and sometimes answers. Where did babies come from? How is Babby formed? Nice, well played. Well, you see, when you allocate a new child and you get a baby, that's pretty much all there is to it. Gotta make sure you have enough free memory for that, though. They consume a lot of resources. Maybe my favorite question of the night, though. Where do babies come from? Sorry, I'm new to programming. Alright, let's see if that does anything different. It does, actually. Now instead of everything orbiting around the character, it seems like the hair is kind of pulling it back. This is actually not behaving too crazy-like. That's kind of tame. Like, once I added the child influence on there, it stopped doing the stuff where it was, like, constantly looping around the head and stuff. All the cheers have allowed me to purchase wait for it. An even smaller long box! Amazing, right? Yes. Just what I wanted. They had to ship the smaller box and the bigger box to be safe. You wouldn't want the smaller box to get hurt. But seriously, it's a big long rod. But wait, there's more. Another box. Yes. Wow. What a bonus. 3 boxes. And I thought I was only getting 1 box. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of these. Should probably just select all the logs. Let's delete all of these logs and free up some space. What I want to add is some kind of crouch slide. I don't even have crouch in the game yet, so it's going to be a little bit involved. It's not going to be a trivial addition, but for those new here, I've got a very silly, or perhaps genius, I don't know, way of deciding my tasks. So I've got my big old to-do list here, and then I've got what I call my producer here, which is a D20. And I'll roll that sucker, figure out what it ends up on, and then pick that item. I don't know if the weighting on the back may just be like really bad. This looks so weird. I think the butt needs a little adjustment there. She may not have the sharpest wit, but she does have the sharpest butt. The usual Nitrixin. I don't know why you're surprised. Like, what do you expect on this stream? She can cut cheese with it. Absolutely. That is exactly what that's designed to do. It's more like thin with like a bunch of ends. I just realized a problem. As soon as I start to crouch, the character stops touching the ground because the box shrinks and it's gonna immediately make the character float. That's an interesting problem. Okay, I'm gonna take the on-ground check off of the crouching just so we can test this. And technically, you might be able to crouch in the air as well. Maybe that's fine. I want to make the blend time really long. Let's make it like a full second, just for kicks, so we can see what that arm is doing. I'm betting it's swinging around like a full 360. Yeah. Why? Foot is doing something weird too. Like the left leg gets into position real quick, and then the right leg takes like a full second to get up there. Weird. Oh, I know why it's doing that. It's playing the fall animation. Yeah. So that's another thing I should probably do. I should probably not have it go into the fall animation immediately. Because you see, like, if I just take a step off of there, I go into the fall animation. Like, that should probably continue playing the run animation. It should be like, I guess if I've been in the air for like more than half a second, then play the fall animation. Okay, so that blend time is obviously too long, but at least the arm isn't flipping around. It's funny what it does to the hair. The hair's just going bonkers. Just whip it open. Oh yeah. Frickin' flossers! Oh, of course they're all green. You can't see them. So if you've got the invisible braces, you can use the invisible flossers on your invisible braces. That's really all that is. Exciting. Unboxing.
Well, these bits look so good, I'm just gonna shove them in my mouth. Good bit.
Thanks for those delicious bits, Phil Powers. Now I'm gonna have to use the flossers because I've got bits all between my teeth now. Whee! Whee! Need some particles going on and stuff too. Oh, it looks so funny sliding uphill like that. Zip. Like my new run cycle. Let's see. Minus, 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 minus. That's supposed to be plus. Minus, 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 plus. Minus, minus, plus. Minus, minus, plus. Okay. Gameplay programming does have its pluses and minuses. Alright, now the thing to try is make that elevator move super fast and see if it launches the player, because that's what we really want. Whoops, a little too much. Woohoo! Wee-hee-hee-hee! Yahoo! Boring. Okay, maybe something a little slower than that. Whee! And here we are, doing the spacewalk. Luke Skywalker. Hey now. Rude. Is there a mass attack? Oh no. The whole army comes after you. Not sure how that hooks up, but we'll just oop. Duplicate this. Oh no, I meant to select all that and duplicate that. Whole box. What the heck did I do to the track? Oh noes. Oh noes. What? Did I accidentally like delete the whole track? Let me save this as an increment and see if I still have it in the old one, or did I just completely botch this? Where did my track go? I didn't even notice it was gone. Okay, it's still in here, that's good. So even back then, I would easily lose track of my objectives. You know, it's crazy looking back at some of this old footage because back then, the crouch slide was just a single text line in a to-do list that I was gonna just experiment with, and it ended up becoming a fundamental mechanic of Fist of the Forgotten. I started building levels around the concept of building up momentum from slopes and then jumping off of ramps. If you want to try it out yourself to see how it feels, you can check out the Fist of the Forgotten demo on Steam. And as always, a huge thanks to my patrons. Since I haven't finished one of my big projects to sell yet, and I can't monetize YouTube videos, having a little income really helps a lot. Hopefully these old highlight compilations are entertaining and or informative, and I don't really have the best outro here, so I'm just gonna leave you with this.